Hey, what's up everyone? This is Okchief, and this is my Retropalooza Houston pickups. Okay guys, I am back, and hopefully you've already seen the panel video that I put up earlier this week. Super happy over the overall attendance and the overall fans that came out, and all the vendors that had a great time over the weekend. It was awesome. So I'm doing this video really quick because it's fresh in my mind. And these are my pickups. I picked up quite a few stuff. I don't have everything that I picked up. A lot of it's still in my car or my truck, and I haven't got to it yet. So I pulled out a lot of it, but I just didn't pull out all of it. And I am also just wanting to really quick apologize right off the bat because I didn't take any footage of the actual vending room or anything because I just wasn't able to. I had fans lined up. It was my whole corner with Squatch. We were just inundated with people pretty much the whole weekend. We had people coming up to our booth, buying, trading, selling, taking pictures, autographs. It was insane all weekend. Never was able really to get a chance to go out and look for stuff. The only time I really had a chance was like at the end of the conventions when everybody was all gone and I didn't have a really big line to take care of. Then I would go out and do a little shopping, and this is where I picked up most of this stuff. So let's get right to it because there's a lot of stuff to go through. I picked up a lot of stuff, so here we go. All right, first we got this really neat Game Boy carrying case. I have one of these I don't think this is for a Game Boy, honestly. I think this is for a Game Boy Color because the insert right here, it's a really small square. So this fits, like I said, I have one of these cases. It's pink and it says Game Boy Color, not Game Boy. So I don't know how or why this was made to look like a Game Boy when there's no Game Boy that can fit it. But either way, I don't have it, and my friend Greg Honeycutt hooked it up for me. I bought it for him for $5. Oh man, this thing is sweet to have in the collection. I didn't have this one. I have the bigger one. I just don't have the smaller. I didn't know the smaller one existed, but now I do because it's in my collection. All right, next we have this freaking sweet Sega Master System 2 it's a PAL version, and it comes all the way from New Zealand. My awesome friends and fans, Sophie and Lucas, brought this all the way from where they live in New Zealand. They had to go through several security checks to get this through many countries. They didn't know what it was, but I love you guys so much for bringing this. Thank you guys so much for coming out to Houston Retropalooza, and also my panel. I saw you guys up there. Thank you so much. You guys rock. And they were pretty much at my booth for a good chunk of the day on Sunday and on Saturday. So thank you guys so much for stopping by. This rocks! I have some PAL systems over here, and none of them are modified with the RCA back here. So this is my first one that's PAL Europe, or PAL on that side, on New Zealand side, and the first one that I have modded. So this is really neat. Thank you so much, Lucas and Sophie. You guys rock. And next up, we have an awesome fan of mine that came up to me. He came rolling up to me with a two-wheeler and a box that he just had filled to the brim with stuff. And he brought me a bunch of stuff, and I really just want to say thank you to him. I've said thank you to him the whole weekend. I was hugging him all weekend because he was such a cool guy. Thank you so much for going out and looking for stuff for me. I mean, it's amazing that you would go out and think of me while you're out thrifting. So I should have had this stack in with my Laserdisc pickups I put up earlier in the week, but I completely forgot this was in the truck, and I was clearing out the truck and I found this stack that he gave me. Man, this guy was so freaking awesome, and I'm just gonna go through them really quick for you. It's a little small stack of Laserdiscs, but one of them in particular is, oh my god, you guys are gonna flip balls. So right off the bat, we got this Hanna-Barbera Huckleberry Hound Laserdisc. We have, oh guys, check it out. We've got Sling Blade. That's pretty cool. Taters. So freaking sweet. We've got Beverly Hills Cop 2. We've got Lethal Weapon 2. Freaking sweet. And we got The Lost World Jurassic Park. I don't have this one. That's freaking sweet. And quick story before I get to this last one. He said that he was at Half Price Books and they were clearing out the Laserdisc section at his Half Price Books. And he saw them carting them away and he asked, you know, like, hey, what are you going to do with them? They're like, oh, we're just going to clearance them out to like nothing. And that's where he went and picked up that stack that he saw getting carted away. And one of these were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie from 1990. And another thing, it's completely sealed. It's never been opened. And he wound up buying this for like $1/4. So kudos to you, my friend, for finding some of the cool stuff out there while thrifting. Thank you so much for bringing me this stack of awesome Laserdiscs, man. You freaking rock. He didn't just bring me this, he brought me something else. So he goes around checking the comic book sections and he got these on clearance as well. And they're all old school Eastman and Lard TMNT comic books, just the old school ones. And this isn't the first time they're doubled up too. They've got 2 comic books inside of these things. So I mean, he got these super cheap as well, guys. Like to be able to find these, look at these. See Leatherhead up there? That's freaking sweet, man. He found these for super cheap. I can't believe it. I love when he finds these. This is the second time, or the first time he hooked it up was at Greg Honeycutt's store at Game Bros. He hooked it up with a bunch of turtle stuff there as well as some comic books. So thank you so much, brother. I hope you comment down below so that I can tell you thank you once again, because man, you always bring me good stuff. Thank you, my friend. All right, next we have this Nintendo DS Blue Box. I saw this sitting there in my awesome friend Kingsley's booth. I couldn't leave it because I have a blue one and I don't have the box for it. I have 2 boxed gray ones, but I don't have a box for the blue brick. So when I saw this there, he wanted $10 for it. And when I asked my awesome friend Kingsley, he said, just give me 5, bro. And we did a high five. Thank you so much, Kingsley. This is awesome. All right, next we have here a Wii mini box. This is in really good condition all the way around. There's no rips in it. It's freaking sweet. And I got this off my awesome friend Damien. He found this dumpster diving and he brought it to me. And it's in really, really good shape. It's actually in better shape than the first one he found for me, because this is the second one he's found dumpster diving. And this one is in much, much better condition. So I went ahead and took it off his hands. Thank you, Damien. This is awesome. Next, we have a Funko Pop Bleach, and it's a Hollow Ichigo. And I just want to say thank you to my awesome friend Ryan with all my heart. Ryan, you are my awesome friend. I love you to absolute death. This man brought us a fan. This man brought us water. Like, he just was so attentive to us. I mean, he is my ultimate friend out in Houston. He just rocks. Like, whatever we needed, he was there for us, and he always just wanted to make us feel comfortable. And Ryan, you just rock. And back then, about a month or 2 months ago, GameStop came out with these exclusive pops that only came out in their store. And I didn't have time to go out in the morning because I worked. But my friend Ryan did have time, and he went out and he knew the GameStop manager, so that they had held it for him. And he went ahead and got me a Kuruma as well, glow-in-the-dark Kuruma. And I mean, these went out so fast because I went out that same day that these were released, but I just went out at a later time, and I went to like 5 or 6 different spots, and they were all gone. So if it wasn't for Ryan, I would not have my hands on these. So thank you, Ryan. You're the best. Next is a book, the guide to the NES, the ultimate Nintendo guide to the NES library, which my awesome friend Pat came by. Pat the NES Punk came by, and handed me a code to get to the digital copy of his book. So that was really awesome of him to do. He didn't have to give me a copy of his book, but I took it anyway. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I was really happy that he handed me this card because, like I said, I really did want his book, but I haven't been able to get to pay for it yet because I had a lot more other expenses before the book. But hopefully one day I will get to buying a physical copy of his book, but until then, this digital copy will be doing just fine. Here we have my awesome friend, JK the Completionist, Gerard. He had this Big Bad Bosses Power Overwhelming CD. He had it for sale there. He had this poster with the CD. I missed out on the CDs. He only brought so many. And when I went to go see him on Sunday after my panel, I went to go get a CD from him, but he was all gone. Physical CDs were gone. So he sent me a tweet with the code to his CD. So I managed to get that off of him. At least I got that off of him. That was awesome that he sent. He didn't have to do that, but he did because he's such an awesome guy. I love Mr. Beardman himself. JK the Completionist is one awesome dude. I spent a long time talking with him over the weekend, and we had just bonded. It was awesome. I love him to death. Thank you so much for the CD, brother. You rock. Okay, next up, I'm kicking myself in the fucking balls for this one because it was one of those things where I walked up to a vendor and I saw a bunch of his games, and I'm into PS2 games, and like I said before, I fucked up not putting up my doubles on my phone, and what winds up happening is when I see games that I don't think I have, I get really excited, especially when I know I'm going to get a deal on them. And this vendor just happened to tell me, you know, go ahead, don't worry about the price. Almost all vendors told me that when they found out I was in their booth. They're like, okay, Chief, man, don't worry about prices, man. We got you, bro. It's all good. So I was like, yeah. So I went ahead and picked up these 3 games. Little did I know, I already fucking had them, man. Damn it. It's getting really annoying buying these games twice. I did get a slamming deal on these though, so it's not all that bad because I'll probably just take them back to Retropalooza and try and get my money back for them. I'm not trying to make a whole fucking lot of money off them. I'm just trying to get my money back, which is what I did with basically everything that I took at Retropalooza, was just trying to get my money back. You can ask anyone that bought something from me. I did not overcharge on anything. I just basically try to get my money back that I bought throughout the year for all this stuff, and I just took to Retropalooza to sell back to people that would use it rather than me just sitting on the shelf or something, you know? So the first one I found, I got slamming deal on all 3 of these guys. I got hack.com. It's the Reminisce one. I don't even know how the fuck is it. Hack.g.u.volume 2 Reminisce. That's a double, believe it or not. Next up, we have .hack Part 2 Mutation and Hack Infection. And all these fuckers are doubles, man. That sucks. And don't ask me in the bottom to send it to you because I'm taking these to the convention. No doubt, it's going to the convention. Alright, next I picked up these sweet Sega Master System games from my awesome new friend that I just met. His name's iRetroGamer, and check out his YouTube channel. I was at his panel on Sunday, and right after the panel I saw what he had left for Sega Master System games, and I picked up Super Tennis, which is a PAL game, because this for us was a card game for the Sega Master System, and in PAL it came out as a cartridge, so I went ahead and picked that up. And this is the PAL fucking Dick Tracy version. I saw the cover. I have Dick Tracy for the US, the NTSC one, but I didn't have the PAL one, and the cover was just immaculate condition, guys. It looked gorgeous, and the cart was in really good condition, so I went ahead and picked it up. He gave me a slamming deal on these, really cheap for both of them. I can't remember what it was, but I know it was super cheap because I was happy afterwards, and that rarely happens. Alright, next up are some games I picked. I picked this one up. I saw this on Greg Honeycutt's table for like 25 bucks. And I was trying to let him selling it so he can get that money, but if he didn't sell it by the end of the convention, I was going to go up to him and ask him how much he wanted for it. But by the time that happened, it was already gone. But I did manage to see this game on some other vendor's table who was also a fan of mine, And he also said, man, don't worry about the prices, just let me know what it is that you want. And I found this one on another vendor's table, so I picked up Alien vs. Predator Extinction for the Xbox original. And oh my god, when I saw it there, I was like, yes, someone else has a copy. He gave this to me for like 10 bucks, so that was a slamming deal. Thank you so much, vendor. I wish I knew your name, but there were so many vendors there, and I didn't know half of them, but they all knew me, and I was thankful for that. And thank you so much. If you know who you are, please leave a comment down below. Thanks for hooking it up with this game. Okay, these next 4 games are from, actually I had more. I don't know where the hell they are. They're probably in the truck. These are just ones that I just saw right off the bat that we had there. This came in the lot with, and I also had a Duck Hunt Remastered for the Wii U that was sealed, but somehow, some way that got sold. I don't know. It was in my pile of bags behind. It was in my pile, the do not touch pile. It was behind my booth, but somehow it got mixed in and somebody wanted it, and then I wasn't at my booth at the time, so it got sold. But here's what didn't get sold from my bag of do not touches. We got Shadow of Rome for the PS2. Never had this one in my collection. All these are not in my collection set, oddly enough, so I'm glad to have picked them all up. We've got a sealed MVP Baseball 2004. It's completely sealed. It's pretty freaking sweet. We've got a King Arthur for the GameCube. This was a shitty movie. I remember this movie with Keira Knightley. It was horrible. They made a freaking game off this? Ugh. I don't have this game, by the way, so I'll take it. And then the one I was really happy to see was Manhunt 2. I have Manhunt 1. I didn't think I was going to be able to find Manhunt 2 for really cheap, but I did. And thank you, Robert Anderson. I remembered the name, Robert Anderson, because it came with the Laserdisc lot that I bought that you guys should check out, because I made a video on that lot, which was insane. It was awesome lot, guys. Check that video out. This glass came from, man, I can't remember shit, but it's an awesome glass. Has TMNT on the back and Cowabunga in the front with Mikey in the front. Freaking sweet glass, guys. It's from 2013, and I mean, I loved it. I had another glass that was Robin. It's probably still in my truck, but this one I left with my big bag because I loved it so much. I wanted it close by me, so it's awesome. I mean, it's an awesome cup. I wish I had room for it up on my shelf, but I'll find a spot for it because this is a really neat item. So, cool story. Throughout the day, Toy Tony was over at my booth just buying up a lot of my toys, and we're just building up credit. And by the end of the convention, I just went over to settle with him, and I picked out 2 toys that we just traded on. I picked out for the balance of what he owed me, and they're really 2 sweet freaking figures, guys. We've got Mutagen Man, carded, sealed with the unpunched card, man. That's freaking sweet, and it's in great condition. And this one is just, fuck yeah, man. This is the one with the rubber head, and it's unpunched as well. Fucking Bebop. That's freaking awesome. So I picked up these 2 for what Tony had owed me, and we made a sweet deal. We were both happy. He got what he wanted, I got what I wanted, and we were super freaking happy on the deal. So thank you, Toy Tony, for this rockin' deal. Okay, next up we have another deal from Toy Tony. This was the last minute. We were all loading up, ready to go. The convention was over. I happened to have a toy that Toy Tony wanted, and Toy Tony happened to have a Funko Pop I wanted, and we just did a trade. We did an even trade. I gave him the toy he wanted, he gave me the toy I wanted, and it worked out fine. And this was literally the last deal before the convention like shut its doors. Literally, like we were all just taking our shit out to the cars, and I did this deal right then and there, and this was the last thing I picked up from that convention, which was freaking awesome, because this one is getting harder and harder to find. I got the glow-in-the-dark one, now I got just the regular one, so it's freaking sweet. We're getting down to the last 2 items here, and I saved the last 2 best things for last. Guys, I stopped in when I first got there on Friday. I went over to Kingsley's booth, and Kingsley was saving this box for me, and it is a freaking Super Nintendo box, guys. Oh my god, this is so awesome. I can't believe that this box is in immaculate condition. No creases, no chipping of the paint for the box. I mean, it's just in immaculate condition. There's no styrofoam in here. It's just the manuals for the console. But that's quite all right. I don't really mind that. I paid, I can't remember what I paid for this. I think it was like $40 for this box. And, you know, I wasn't going to complain about the price because I seldomly ever come across such a dope looking box for a Super Nintendo. I always wanted to get my hands back on a Super Nintendo box, but man, as of late, these things are getting stupid ridiculous to collect for because of the expensiveness of it. So I'm glad my friend Kingsley hooked it up with this awesome box. And lastly, guys, oh, so awesome. If you guys know who I am, you know that I love Sega Master System. And this was just the highlight of my life, that whole weekend, guys. This whole weekend pretty much came down to this box. And it is a Sega Master System box, that a variant that I don't have. I don't have this variant. And I saw this fan. I dealt with the fan earlier before, came over to my booth and we did some trades and he bought some stuff. But later on in the convention, he was walking around with this under his armpit, and I was like, damn, where did you find that? Like, holy shit, I didn't even see nobody had this, right? And it was complete. It had the system in there, and it has the styrofoam in there. And he was walking around with it, and he was like, yeah, man, I just picked up the Sega Master System. I just wanted the Sega Master System console with the controllers and the gun. I didn't really care about the box, he said. I was like, well, could I possibly buy the box? He goes, yeah, man, just cool, make me an offer. I bought this box. We negotiated back and forth, and I managed to get this box for $28 with the styrofoam inside. So that was a freaking slamming deal, man. Thank you so much for that, man. This is awesome. I freaking love this box. I've been on the lookout for this box for years, and I found it at a retro convention in Retropalooza. Guys, don't ever miss an opportunity to hit up a Retropalooza. It's these kinds of slamming deals that you can find at that convention. Hit up Retropalooza in Arlington coming up on October 1st and October 2nd. And next year, there will be another Retropalooza Houston, and don't miss out on that. We'll all be back for that same convention. It's going to be super, super sweet. I hope to find even more crazy, awesome stuff like this that you guys saw throughout the video. Thank you guys so much, guys. It was so awesome. Again, I'm super sorry I didn't pick up any footage for that convention other than my panel. I'm sorry, guys. I was just so busy. But other than that, I hope you liked all that I found. For all those fans that brought stuff to me, God, I love you guys so much. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Okchief. Peace out, y'all.